In this video, I'm going to talk about a way to get taller in your legs even after your growth plates have closed. Okay? If you're wondering where I got this article, I'm going to read through it and give my commentary on it, stuff like that. The link to the article is in the description box. You can go to that link and it'll take you right to the article. There's a whole lot of other helpful information on that web page once you get there. Okay, that's the first link. I'd like to take a brief moment to tell you about the two other links that I have. The second link is an offer for you to get free personal help from me in implementing what I talk about in this video. If you would like, I am willing to offer you one-on-one help, provide you with one-on-one help to trigger your own growth spurt within 30 days. Within 30 days, get you some height gains. That's the second link. Just click that link, fill out the questionnaire, and if everything looks good, you'll be hearing from me shortly. If you've already filled out the questionnaire, I'm in the process of reviewing it. I'm glad you did it. And when I make a decision, I'll be reaching out, okay? Finally, the third link is to the book that's called The Butterfly Way, or How to Trigger Your Growth Spurt. Basically, there is a download link to that book, and basically that book tells you the principles that I will be using to help you one-on-one should we work together like that, okay? So you can download that book. And all of this is even if your growth plates have closed, okay? So now, with all of that out the way, let's go over this article. I'll read through it, and at certain points, I'll give my own commentary on it, okay? Here we go. It has been suggested that cycling with raised saddle seat for 18 to 20 miles every day would increase the shin bone length by 1/4 inch every 2 or 3 weeks. It's very difficult, but someone out there should experiment and report back their progress. Stationary bikes are preferred over traditional bikes because the convenience of cycling indoor regardless of weather conditions. Good stationary bikes can be found at any fitness clubs at the cost of membership subscription, or simply purchase a cheap stationary bike and then customize it as outlined below. I'm not going to show you that part, how you can customize your own stationary bike at home. However, if you click the link, you will see all of that, okay? Before I go to the next slide, I just want to comment on this part about increasing the shin bone length by 1/4 inch every 2 or 3 weeks. Here's what I like about that. That basically amounts to 3 millimeters per week, because 3 millimeters is an eighth of an inch. 6 millimeters is a fourth of an inch. Now, what's so cool about that? Well, when I was doing my growth tall journeys in the past, when my height increases were going really well, that was the average, about 3 millimeters per week. So I thought it was interesting that this is the number that was brought up in this article. I've also looked at certain other Grow Tall accounts, and that figure seems to pop up around 3 millimeters a week when you break down the averages. And now there are certainly times when it can go above that. In fact, there was one week where my height went up 1/4 of an inch in 1 week. But when I averaged everything out, it was 1/8 of an inch per week. Okay? Now, and mind you, I know I could have done better. So, that's that. So, 1/4 of an inch every 2 or 3 weeks sounds very realistic. Okay? Now we'll go on to these different accounts here. At the top it says, note, the following success stories are among the best out there. They sound quite credible. So what we're hearing now is anecdotal evidence. And this stuff is ancient. It's been on the internet for a long time. It's been circulating. You may find it in some other places, but the link below, certainly you'll find it there. So this one, it says, posted by Leo. It says, when I was 23 years old, I used to cycle to college, which was about 10 miles away. So there and back is 20 miles in total. I read somewhere about increasing saddle height so your legs are stretched when you cycle, so it gives a slight pull in the legs. It's bloody sore to start off with, but you get used to it after a week. It says he did this every day for 4 months. Listen to this. Along with plenty of protein drinks. Okay? People minimize nutrition all the time. I hope that isn't you. You can do the work, you can do the exercise, but if the nutrition is not sufficient, don't expect much, if anything. Okay, so it says he did this every day for 4 months along with plenty of protein drinks. And it says he increased the length of his legs by over 2.5 inches. That is a lot. And just for legs. And he says he did this by increasing the saddle height 1/4 inch every few weeks. He says, I honestly believe that anyone, regardless of age, can achieve this and more. The legs are literally forced to grow to accommodate all that pulling and stretching. I'm here to tell you, I myself, the one reading this, I too believe this. I believe it. And if we work together, one or two things needs to happen. Either you believe it, like I believe it, or if you don't believe it, you have to be open to borrowing my faith. If you don't have the faith that this can happen, that's okay, as long as you're open to borrowing my faith, or in other words, being led along by my faith. Not resisting, but being led along. And that's one reason why I have the questionnaire. If you're thinking of working with me, I have that questionnaire. And if things look decent in a questionnaire, there may be some other communication just to make sure. But I'm trying to make sure the opportunity for success is maximized. And here's the thing. We're talking about 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Giving yourself that much time to see results. And if you don't, hey, we don't have to continue the relationship where we're trying to working together to get you this growth spurt. But if you actually do see gains, you can decide to continue. You can decide to continue either way. To continue or not to continue either way. But I'm just saying, this stuff don't have to take forever. It really doesn't. And some people confuse the fact that I've been over a decade on this channel. They assume that I've been trying this whole time. No, my growth would happen in short bursts of activity. Most of the time, I haven't been doing a growth talk routine. And so that's why my faith is like this. I mean, I can imagine some people's faith may not be that high if they imagine I've been trying to grow tall all these years, but that's just simply not true. It's a false belief. A lot of people believe it, but it's just not true. I've been seeking the right circumstances to do what I know I can do. What I believe I can do. And other times I haven't been seeking at all, just doing other things in life. So anyway, enough of that. If you want help, I'm willing to help. Sometimes you just need somebody to lock arms with and be in a fight with you. And I'm willing to do that. Okay? All right, let's go to this number 2 point here. Cycling for height. Anonymous. He says, well, I don't know if this is true, but I know I increased the length of my legs a few years ago by doing the cycling exercise whereby you have to make sure your legs are fully stretched. I used to cycle 15 miles a day, and the growth was really rapid, and I was 27 years old. I love that part about rapid growth. And that's why I'm saying all we need is 30 days. Don't take much. It can happen fast. I'm surprised this sort of thing isn't featured more on this forum, as it really works. Anne's question for Anonymous. Was the height you gained in your legs permanent? How much did you gain? So simply cycling should help, or are there stretches, exercises for the legs specifically that would get these same results? Anonymous response. Yes, it was permanent. I just made sure I cycled every day and I ate a healthy diet supplemented with protein powder. There it is again. There it is again. Protein. I also got at least 8 hours of sleep at night. Yeah, 8 hours of sleep a night. I just can't see why all you people find it so hard to increase your height. It's easy. That is a beautiful thing that this man said. This is how we need to think of it. Moving on. If you put the effort in and stay healthy, then the growth will come. An interesting point is that when I cycle for just 6 to 7 miles a day, not much happened, but when I cycle 15 miles every day, then I really notice the increase. I used to increase the saddle height apparently one fourth of an inch, almost every 2 weeks. Okay, anonymous other post. It was me who posted that. Okay. He says, well, I'm glad some people took some notice of my post. I haven't visited this site for a while because nobody seemed interested in this method of height increase. Like I said, you have to do a lot of miles almost every day to notice the effect. 5, 6, 7 miles isn't enough. You must do at least 15 miles of hard cycling and make sure that your legs and feet are stretching every time. If you're doing it properly and eating correctly, it should only take a couple of weeks to gain 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so if we work together, this is one part. It's like I'm telling you, I'm telling you a lot of the things that I would do if we work together to increase your height through cycling. Now you don't have to do cycling. If there's another method you want to do, fine. We can talk it out, work it out. But if it's something I ain't saying in this video, it's probably in the book. Okay, so I mean, yeah, it's all out there. It's all out there. So, but the part about making sure that your legs and feet are stretching every time, I like to hone in the part about the feet stretching too. I think a lot of people, when they cycle, they don't even stretch their feet. They don't they try to keep their feet all flat and stuff. But it's like I said so many times, there is value in the tiptoe motion, or however I should say it. Like, for instance, to grow taller, you may choose to reach for the ceiling. And if you did that, I would say tiptoe as you reach for the ceiling. Do it. Do it. The body is interesting, okay? Because you may wonder uh, why would that even help my growth? Well, the thing is, you don't know uh, let me just give you an example real quick. The calf muscle. Did you know the calf muscle has more of a particular element than other muscles? And I think it's zinc. I don't know for sure, but it's real interesting. It's like the calf muscle has more of a particular element than all the other muscles in the body. Now, let's think about this. You don't know how all the elements are distributed in your body, and how certain motions may actually unlock certain elements. This is a realm of study. I don't know how deeply it's been studied. And if it has been studied deeply, certainly by and large no one knows about it. But when you take different hormones, different vitamins, different minerals, different trace minerals, the body, with its great intelligence, some might even call it artificial intelligence, like the way we're made, it has some sort of artificial intelligence component to it. But the point I'm making here is, you don't know what tiptoeing unlocks. I'm going to speak plainly. I'm going to speak very plainly here. And this is the space I operate from. I believe God made us. He made us in very practical ways. There's so many things, it's practical. And there's wisdom in it. And so what I'm saying is, if you take a toddler, they may do a lot of reaching. Because they're short, they may reach for different things. And as they reach, they tiptoe as well. And they stretch the arms, and the torso is stretching. What I'm saying is, while these motions happen, could each motion or combination of motions, could it be unlocking not just growth hormone, but certain elements? Certain minerals, certain vitamins. You know how they say the hip bone connected to the leg bone connected to the knee bone? Well, it's similar to nerves. How they're all connected, and I'm trying to explain this the best way I can. I'm explaining this on the fly, but what I'm saying is, let's take your ankle. It's like, how well do you know the body? Like, the nerves in your ankle, are they connected to certain internal organs associated with growth? So if you are tiptoeing and reaching, and you straining as you reach, the nerve feels that. And get a chart, get a reflexology chart, or get an anatomy and physiology book. These are things you can study. Go study it. The movement that is actually involved in reaching, the muscles, the bones, the ligaments that are being engaged. Now, the nerves that are in those areas, just go up the line. Follow the nerve. Follow the nerve. Where does it go? Does it go to certain organs? Does it go to certain places in the body and signal things? Because even your organs, they manufacture and process different elements, and different movements, even different thoughts, cause them to release different things. I'm talking about this in a very simplistic way, but these are things to consider. And I think going back to the calf muscle, of all the muscles, the calf muscle have more zinc. I think it's zinc. And you know zinc is important for growth. Well, what muscle is really engaged when you tiptoe? The calf. And if you do it with a certain intensity, certain sincerity, repetitively, is your zinc pathway being affected in some way? This is assuming it's zinc. I think it is zinc. You can look it up. There's so much to know, so much to look into. But let's just assume it's zinc right now. You're tiptoeing to reach the ceiling. You're doing it regular, and you're doing it with an intensity. And might that zinc begin, that's stored in your calf muscle, might it now be used in a certain way to support growth? May your body now, may it favor growth. I am thinking of a scripture. I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 12. It might be 2 Corinthians, but I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 12, where it basically says all parts of the body communicate with each other. Or all parts of the body know what's going on with another part. So it's kind of like this. If you lose an ear, your toe knows it. Your toe is aware of it. If you lose an ear, your toe is aware. Your little toe, that little toe, know you lost an ear. And it's sad because you lost an ear. Okay? So, the point here is, go ahead and tiptoe. If you was really trying to reach something, like if you're reaching for the ceiling, don't just have your feet flat on the floor. Go ahead and tiptoe. You don't know what that is unlocking. Because when you tiptoe, your knee know you tiptoeing. Your hip area know you tiptoeing. Your spine knows you tiptoeing. Your brain know you tiptoeing. And if you cycling and you actually stretching your feet, not just your legs, but you stretching your feet too, your calf, sure enough, know you stretching your feet repetitively. 20 miles that whole day. You did 9 to 10 miles one part of the day, and 9 to 10 miles another part of the day. You may break it up morning to evening like that. And the thing is, when you're stretching your feet, your body really knows you're trying to reach. You reaching. So don't just think all that's going on is just going on in your foot. The whole body is connected. Maybe to build your faith, you could just learn about nerves. Nerves are amazing. Utterly amazing. And truly everything in the body is connected, which is why there have been reports that I have read of people who, if I remember, they were doing cycling to grow taller in their legs, but by default, their arms grew as well. Their arms and their hands grew. And they weren't even trying to grow their arms and their hands. But see, here's the thing. Your hands know if your legs grew. True story. Let me tell you, I had a problem with my right ankle. And that problem affected my left pinky finger. No lie. This is true. And it was out of alignment. And to fix the issue, and by the way, no professional told me this. I was just observing my body as I go about my daily life. And I was seeing what was happening. To fix the issue in my left pinky finger, I had to address the issue in my right ankle, on the outside, the right outside ankle. In the medical word, you have the medial and distal. So I'm talking on the distal region. That's the outside. If I'm talking about inside, that's medial. If I'm saying outside, that's distal. So the outside ankle, that issue, that misalignment, it was causing a pull in my body of some sort that was affecting my left pinky finger. This is why I say reach, reach, tiptoe. The whole body is connected. Everything's connected. Yeah, so when you're cycling, reach. Also, you could think you're reaching enough. What I'm saying is, you could think the saddle is high enough. I encourage you, after 2 weeks, 3 max, go ahead and raise the saddle another fourth of an inch, whether you grew or not. Because as far as you know, you may even be measuring your height wrong. So don't base your saddle height on your growth. Base it on, have you been cycling enough each week? Have you been doing it consistently? Well, come 2 or 3 weeks, raise that saddle again, a fourth of an inch. And you keep doing it as long as your feet can reach the pedal. Keep doing that. Keep pedaling. Okay? And make sure you're getting enough protein. Alright? Alright. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Ah, man, it certainly took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But anyway, here we go. If you're doing it properly and eating correctly, it should only take a couple of weeks to gain 1/4 of an inch. Obviously, the younger you are, the better the results you are going to get. But you can still get good results no matter how old you are. I believe that as a general statement, this must be true. But we'll keep reading. This is the best method of height increase I know, and more people should put the effort in and at least give it a try. Here's another thing I like about cycling. It increases circulation in the legs. It's bringing all that blood flow to the legs. And as you bringing all that blood flow to the legs, you stretching repetitively. And so no wonder these people grew who were putting extra protein in their bodies and sending all that blood flow to the leg and stretching it while they doing it, really reaching, even pointing their feet down, like you almost tiptoeing on that pedal. Yeah, of course they grew. All right. Number 3, posted by BG. He says, I grew an inch from cycling. I joined a serious cycling club and did about 40 kilometers a week. I have grown from under 5'11" to 6 feet. My goal is 6'1". I was very pleased with this as I tried 100 other methods, including hanging, stretching, and basketball, and I never grew a centimeter. Okay? And there could be different reasons why he didn't grow doing those other things. Here's my idea why things were different, and it's in the second line where he says, I joined a serious cycling club. So just looking at that, it tells you that when he cycled, there was a mindset shift, possibly. There was possibly a mindset shift where he was more serious. If he was in a serious cycling club and he considered that cycling club to be serious, chances are he took on a serious mindset. And if he had that serious mindset, there is a probability that the seriousness was not only in the cycling itself, but it may have transferred to his other habits, wherein he may have slept more seriously, and he may have been more serious about his dietary intake. And so his diet may have been more high quality, and his sleep may have been more high quality, because he was in a serious cycling club. Okay? Which makes me think of what I wrote in the screening questionnaire page, which you will find, I think it's the second link. If you click it, you'll see it. I wrote on there, I said, you must grow by the end. You must be taller by the end of those 30 days. And the way and it's in all caps, and must is underlined. Reading here where it says serious, it made me think of that part. And so right now I am communicating to you I can just think of one word to say right now. Vibe. 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 This guy was in a certain vibe, and he grew as opposed to whatever he was doing before. He had came into something serious. Now, it doesn't mean he wasn't having fun. It could have been a joy. I mean, I'm sure we can think of some things that are pretty serious, but it's like one of the most funnest things ever. But it can be serious and just incredibly fun at the same time. I think we know what we're talking about here. Okay. So, what I'm saying is, just because he's serious doesn't mean he wasn't just enjoying himself, having a good old time. Okay? He could have been really enjoying himself. I'm thinking about a scene in a movie I saw. It was just so funny. I won't say what the scene was. It was just funny. But yeah, this guy said, he said, I'm truly having a wonderful time. He was watching this pretty girl dance. She was like doing these hip hop moves. It was in Grown Ups. I think it was in Grown Ups. Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 2. Where they were at the ballet thing. And it was a janitor. He was up top of the stage looking down, watching this pretty thing do all these hip hop moves. And he was like, I'm truly having a wonderful time. It was just so funny to me. Oh, that guy! So he's a funny guy. But anyway, my point is vibe, serious, and that mindset can, we'll say it's fruitful. It's fruitful. Hey, I gotta go to scripture again. There's actually a scripture. Might be more than one scripture. We're talking about men who lead a congregation. It said they have to be serious minded. That's what it said. They have to be serious minded. But it don't mean they're not happy or nothing like that. But it did say they have to be serious minded. Or some translations, serious. And the thing is, it's just something about being serious is fruitful. It produces fruit. Another word is it's productive. It's productive. He joined a serious cycling club and he got productive. In terms of height, he got productive. All right. Number 4. I like talking about this stuff. I'm truly having a wonderful time. You gotta see the movie. It's great. It's great. I mean, this is the Growth and Regeneration channel. Surely, it would seem to be in alignment to watch a movie called Grown Ups. Okay, anyway. Posted by a 5'8" guy. Really? For real, you grew by raising the saddle? I used to ride my bike to work, and I like to make my saddle height really high. I was like 5'4.5" or 5'5" when I was 15, and I became 5'8" when I turned 16. Then I got my driver's license and never biked to work again. And I never crew anymore. Bummer. And see, that's the thing. Sometimes, we just don't know. Sometimes we just don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I got my own don't know cycling story. When I was in my early 20s, I used to cycle all the time. I spent a long time on that bicycle. Yeah, trying to keep my weight under control at that time. And so I would cycle all the time. Didn't know nothing about cycling with a raised saddle seat. Never heard of it. Didn't know nothing about it. Didn't know nothing about grow tall, nothing. But boy, all that cycling I got in, good grief. Just ridiculous. I would do cycling and weightlifting. But anyway, sometimes we just don't know. It's all right. It's all right. Because now, right now, I gotta tell you. I'm truly having a most wonderful time.